faith in this path. Because in this chanting we are just appreciating the Bodhi, the absolute enlightenment, the teachings that will take you to that enlightenment, and the community of people, both lay people and also the monks, who have travelled in this path, who have trodden in this path, and who have achieved that absolute peace, absolute enlightenment. During the process, they achieved the right health, true happiness, true peace of mind, and of course, true success also. That's what we are remembering. That's what we are appreciating. That's what we are connecting to. And that is what is apachayana, one of the meritorious actions. Respecting the respectables. That is the greatest wisdom actually. When you connect yourself to the respectables, the venerables, who are in the right path, with the right goal, who are trotting in that right path, then automatically you too will be connected sooner or later. And that will give you all these best things that the people are struggling in the life. For health, for happiness, for long life, for prosperity. People are struggling like anything. And of course, for enlightenment also. But once you fall into this track, once you come into this path, then automatically everything will fall in place. And that's where one should have the faith. And that's what one should respect. That's what one should venerate. And that's what you perform now by appreciating these the qualities of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and the discourses, the Dhamma given by Buddha in the form of Ratana Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta and Mahamangala Sutta, remembering the great blessings, remembering the greatness of the Tiratana, how it protected the ancient people, how it is protecting now also. These things, if you remember, then automatically you are developing what is called the right faith. And through the right faith only you will start practicing what is called this apachayana, respecting the respectables. That is one of the important meritorious actions. And after that right faith of that apachayana, now, and of course, some generosity some people have practiced. And next is the Shila, morality. So for that morality, you have to take up these 5 precepts, because these 5 precepts are the key moral aspects that always one should practice. One should always have some inclination, though sometimes you may find it very difficult to practice all these 5 precepts. But at least one day you practice. Slowly, if you gain more confidence, you can practice 2 days, 3 days, up to next Sunday, and again Sunday, again you take these precepts. Very slowly you progress in this morality, Shila also. So that is why we have created this platform, this Sunday Dhamma program, to practice all these meritorious actions. The right faith, Saddha, Apachayana, Dana, Shila, and then of course Bhavana. Then of course service, Vyavacha, and this Punyanamodana, all these things will follow. So now you take this Shila, this Pancha Shila, those who requested for puja and who performed this, fulfilled this Dana Parmi or Dana Punya Kriya. Now you take up this, of course all of you can take Shila, but those who have requested for this, and for those who are committed for performing all these 10 meritorious actions, so they can unmute their audio, and you can take these 5 precepts by unmuting your audio. Others, they can mute their audio and they can take the 5 precepts. Now just repeat after me, just to request for this 5 precepts, and then I will administer these 5 precepts. Okay, and now before that you ask for Kama Yachana also. What is that Kama Yachana? Requesting for forgiveness through these 3 doors. What are the 3 doors? The mind door, the speech, the verbal door, and the physical actions. Physical actions, body door. It is through physical actions, through your speech, your verbal actions, through your mental actions, your thoughts, your intentions. You might have performed some, evil things, some bad things, some unskillful things, some uncontrolled things also. So, to seek forgiveness, by seeking forgiveness that whatever you have done through these three doors, the mind door, the speech door, and the body door, the mental actions, verbal actions, physical actions, whatever mistakes that I might have committed, so you are asking for forgiveness. That you Kamayachana, that is called Kamayachana. Now you take this Panchashila. Always keep this in the mind. This Panchashila. Then you can comprehend this law of cause and effect also. Whatever you do, you get back. If you protect, if you save the life, if you protect the life, then you will get the life. In one of the discourses, in one of the Dhammapala Gathas, Buddha says, if you understand the importance of non-killing, non-harming, if you stop using the rod, either mentally or verbally or physically, in mind also not developing anger, not developing hatred, in your speech also not showing your anger, your hatred, your jealousy, in your physical actions also not harming others, not inflicting any violence on others. Killing is, of course, it is extreme. Even to inflict violence on others, that will also completely corrupt your mind. It will fill your mind with lot of defilements, and it will accumulate more and more ignorance, and you will invite more and more problems. Whatever you inflict, the same will be inflicted on you. That is what is this cause and effect. That is what is this action and reaction. So Buddha says so many problems will happen if you indulge in this violence. So if it is verbal violence, then it is the multiplication of your mental violence. If you are more of this evil, harmful thoughts, violent thoughts in your mind, then you express it in your speech also. And if the violent thoughts are more, if the hateful thoughts are more, much more than in the previous case, then the physical actions also will become violent. That means the root is the mind only. The more violent thoughts in your mind, it will lead to your violent verbal actions, violent physical actions also. So if you control in your physical actions and verbal actions, violence and inflicting pain on others through your speech, through your physical actions, then the mind also will learn, it will start mending its own business. It will start calming down itself. It will get rid of the negative thoughts or the hateful thoughts or the jealous thoughts. That is the key here, that is the logic here in performing the meritorious action in these 5 precepts. Shila, of course, which is a meritorious action. So by controlling your physical actions, where you are not inflicting any harm, any violence on other beings, then your speech also it will be like full of loving kindness. In your speech also you can reduce your violence, in your anger, your hatred, your hateful speech you can reduce, and you can reduce that hatefulness in the mind also. That is what you are learning in practicing these 5 precepts. So consciously, willfully, with resolve, with faith and resolve, if you practice this non-killing or non-violence, then automatically your speech and your mind becomes pure. Then your mind will be free from lot of afflictions, lot of tensions, lot of fears, lot of worries. Then automatically you will attract the same people. If your mind is full of worry, fear, tension, then you attract such people only. And you cause trouble for yourself. But when you consciously, with resolve, with determination, if you are performing these 5 precepts, like say the first one, not inflicting pain on others, other beings, then automatically your mind becomes more and more pure and your mind becomes more and more calm. Then you attract such people only. Good begets good, bad begets bad. So violence invites violence only. Non-violence will invite, the loving kindness will invite loving kindness, compassion will invite love, compassion. Automatically, such people or such situations, such circumstances you invite. That is the key understanding that you should have when you are practicing these five precepts. The same rule will apply for the other precepts also, whether it is stealing or not taking the things without the permission of the owner. That is what is nothing but stealing, adinna dana. And then indulging in sexual misconduct, lying, taking intoxicants, all these things will harm your mind only. It will multiply the defilements in the mind. Your greed, your hatred, your craving, your ignorance, these things only will multiply, which will again is the cause of all your suffering. That is what is Buddha's very first discourse in Dhammapala. Everything is in the mind. Your experiential mind, like even your thoughts also are experiencing, through your physical senses, visible objects, sounds, taste, smells, the body sensations, all these things, if you learn how not to react to them with greed, with hatred, with delusion, how to sensitize them by not reacting to these objects of senses, then your experience will become more refined experience through these six senses, including the mind sense. Then that will take you to liberation. If you start experiencing these physical objects and the mind objects with more of attachment, with more of ignorance, then they only will trap you to a lot of suffering. And if you are objective, if you are like say with equanimity, if you are with sharpness, with sensitivity and equanimity, if you are observing all these objects of the five senses, objects of the mind sense, then you are purifying the mind, sensitizing the mind. You are stepping back from these objects. Most of the people, they get trapped by these things, and that's how they suffer again and again, with excitement, with disappointment. Okay, am I audible now? Is it okay now?
Yes, Guruji. It's audible, Guruji.
Okay, so I was telling about this importance of practicing this non-violence, developing this loving kindness, this metta mind. That is your greatest protection. That's what I was telling you. It will protect you from so many things, from chronic diseases, from bad association, from accidents, from say penalty or some kind of attack from other people, and even from the police, and from the evil government, evil rulers. So many benefits Buddha talks about, because that is the power of loving kindness. Mind is very, very powerful. If you cultivate the right mind, then that will give you all the right results. If you ignore the cultivation of the mind, ignore the intricacies of how the mind works, on what is bad, what is good, what is the the good in the mind, how to cultivate the good, what is good and bad, anything that leads to pleasant results, that is what is good. Anything that leads to unpleasant things, that is what is bad. We don't want to be like say harmed by others, we don't want to be cheated by others, we don't want to have some kind of diseases, we don't want to have some kind of pain, physical pain or mental pain. who don't want to be harmed by the government or the thieves or the police or so those things if we don't want, then we have to cultivate this right mind, which is seeking good for everyone, happiness for everyone, good for you, good for others. And that is what is loving kindness. So actually all your Panchashilas, they are rooted in loving kindness and compassion. The more wholesome you cultivate your mind with loving kindness and compassion, then automatically you will understand the importance of all the five precepts and you will stick on to that. So the very exercise here in Sunday Dhamma talks is to make you, which are the easiest and the best way to cultivate the mind. Parallelly, of course, you can practice every day these meditations and this community course also we have started. Parallelly, this meditation and these 10 meritorious actions, that's what I was telling again and again in the Sunday Dhamma talks. They should go hand in hand. Don't ignore any one of them, either of them. Should give importance to both of them. Then only you can join, then only you can successfully handle your mind, successfully purify and successfully come out of all these afflictions or the problems of the life, problems of the body, problems of the mind. You can handle very effectively, efficiently. Those who are into this community course also, please don't ignore the Sunday programs. As I was telling you, these two things should go hand in hand parallelly. Meritorious actions and meditation, both of them are equally important. After all, meditation is also a meritorious action, but in addition to that, there are so many other meritorious actions that we are fulfilling in these Sunday programs. So let these things go hand in hand. So in that way, if you practice this loving kindness in action is your moral precepts, Panchashila. If you don't want to harm others, and thereby you will not harm yourself. You don't want to say cheat others, that's why you will not be cheated. And your understanding of this law of karma becomes deeper and deeper. And that's what is the major understanding in Buddha's teachings. In Punyanamodana also, that's what I used to tell you. Kammancha kamma vipakancha saddhahitva. If you have proper understanding, proper confidence in this kammancha kamma vipakancha, the cause and the action and its result. If you have correct understanding, then you don't plunge into the wrong actions, the evil actions, the demeritorious actions. You will keep on performing the meritorious actions, the wholesome actions. And that is what is this 10 meritorious actions that we are fulfilling in the Sunday Dhamma programs. Okay, so with this understanding, now we will practice a bit of meditation also. And for all these upasakas and upasikas, devotees with lot of devotion and faith, they have requested for today's puja, and for them you just wish all their wishes be fulfilled. Whatever they are looking for, health, happiness, job, prosperity, and then peace of mind and sharing merits with their departed relatives, where may all their wishes be fulfilled, that you keep in your mind. Be happy and well, progress in this path of Dhamma. May all of them also fulfill their merits, accrue merits, and these meritorious actions, let them be a great protection for all of you. And may all of you progress in this meditation, and also in the merit making. Okay. Let it be an integral part of your life. May all of you be happy and well. Okay. So that is Punyanamodana. Now we will see the Dhamma talk, bit of understanding of this, the core teachings of Buddha through different approaches, through different perspectives, from different angles. Because this is very, very deep and profound. teachings. This is so deep that Buddha decided after his enlightenment there is no need to teach. The world is not ready to understand these profound teachings, profound knowledge, profound wisdom. This is so subtle. So he decided to go to Himalayas and just meditate and give up his body and enter into Nibbana, Mahaparinibbana. That's what he thought. But later, maybe some people with less defilements, with more wisdom, more intelligence, they can understand this. With the request of one Brahma, Buddha decided to teach this. So much profound it is. So because of this profundity, so much depth and profundity of this Dhamma, one should learn this from different perspectives. That is point number one. Second point is one has to learn this, one has to listen to this again and again. But repetition is also important, and learning this Dhamma from different perspectives, different angles is also important. Both these things one should keep in the mind, and keeping this understanding, one should have the faith in listening to this again and again, and learning these different discourses, different teachings of Buddha, because it will give you the different perspectives, different angles. From different angles, how one can penetrate into this knowledge. That idea also you will get. So because of that reason, this Dhamma talk actually we have on every Sunday, so that one can penetrate into these teachings with more clarity, with more comprehension, from different perspectives. We can understand the Dhamma. It is the main reason why we have these Dhamma talks on every Sundays. So today we will see one of the discourses, one of the teachings given by Buddha to one lay woman. She was a very wealthy woman, lay person. She was following one naked ascetic. During that time, there were so many spiritual people. There are two kinds of spiritual people during that time. Of course, now also you can see in India. One is the Brahminical tradition. The Brahmanas, they used to teach how to become one with the Brahma through different karma kanda, different kinds of rituals and ceremonies, different kinds of pujas and so many things, through devotion, through worship, through ceremonies. They used to teach that path. There is one more group called Shamanas. Shamanas means like the ascetics. They are not like the householders. They are like wandering ascetics. There are so many kinds of wandering ascetics with so many views. And one of those groups, they used to be like say the naked ascetics. Like they were like very like say they used to torture their body in different ways. And one of the ways to torture their body is to remain naked, not wearing the clothes. So in that way, by torturing the body more and more, they can liberate their soul. So with that view, there were so many kinds of ascetics. There were some, say, groups, ascetic groups. And one of those ascetics, naked ascetic, they were called Nigantas during that time. Some people say now the present day, the Digambara Jains, they have nothing but the Nigantas in that way, some people say, whatever it may be. So this lady, this Upasika, this rich woman, she was the follower of this naked ascetic. And once she heard from her neighbors, from her friends, that they could go and listen to Buddha, and Buddha could give some discourse, and after listening to Buddha, they became very happy. They came back and with lot of happiness, with lot of appreciation, and they told the same thing to this lady, this rich lady, this woman, this Upasika. And she developed a lot of faith, and she thought of listening to Buddha's teachings. And she, of course, she had her own guru. She requested that naked ascetic, I will go and listen to Buddha. But that naked ascetic, he was so, like, say, selfish and so jealous of Buddha. And he said, no, don't go. So that way he told this lady. Then this lady, she thought, all right, this my guru has not permitted me, my this naked ascetic has not permitted me to go and worship Buddha and listen to Buddha. Now I only invite Buddha to my house and then listen to him. In that way she thought. And she told her son to go and invite Buddha for the next day meal. Then the son, he went to Buddha, and before that again he met this naked ascetic. And again he went and to Buddha and he told Buddha that his mother has invited him for the next day meal. So Buddha accepted the invitation and he visited this lady's house for the pindapata, for the alms, for the bojandan, for sangadan and bojandan. He accepted and he visited this lady. That time this naked ascetic was also there in her house, and he became very angry, and he started shouting at this lady. And after that also, of course, Buddha, and he left. He left the place after shouting at that lady. Then this lady started listening to Buddha. And after the discourse, Buddha asked her whether you could concentrate on my teachings, on what I was saying. Then that lady said, somehow I could concentrate, but the words of that naked ascetic, it was again and again, it was disturbing me. So that's why I could not completely focus on your teachings. But I am very happy with whatever I understood. In that way she appreciated, and also she told that this is the disturbance from that naked ascetic that made me not to attentively listen to you. Buddha said, all right, and he again gave this small Dhamma talk, one verse, what he says. See, that's how the world is. The world will not appreciate the others' virtues. They always see the fault in others. That is how the world is. That's why the world is suffering so much. One of the main reasons why the world is suffering, the people are suffering, because of this nature of the mind. What is the nature of the mind? Paresang katakatang means like seeing the faults, what other people have accomplished, not accomplished, what is other people's good, what are other people's bad. More than other people's good, we are bothered about, the mind is bothered about other people's mistakes and their weaknesses, their limitations. That's where the mind is always focused. They don't see their own mistakes. So in that way, you don't bother about others' mistakes, others' problems, others' limitations, others say evil things also. Just be compassionate if they are too evil. Just generate those compassion and loving kindness thoughts and then develop equanimity. And then mind your own business. Work on your own mind. Develop your own merits. Develop your own wisdom and freedom. Human life is very short. Simply worrying about others' prizing and others' comments or compliments, simply getting carried away, that itself is success in the life. You are a fool. Working on your own mind, understanding your own defilements and fixing them through these meritorious actions like dana, shila, bhavana, apachayana, vayyavacha. This punyanamodana, which includes pattidana, pattanamodana, listening to Dhamma, Dhamma Savana, Dhamma Desana, Dhamma Sakacha, and straightening your view, right view, understanding this law of cause and effect, thoroughly penetrate into this, understanding the Four Noble Truths. Wanting is the cause of suffering, giving and giving up is the cause of happiness. Progress in this through, of course, different kinds of meditations. So that is the only thing that one should do, not bothering about other people praising me or complimenting me, commenting me, or others looking at the faults of other people always. And that's how nowadays the crooked minds, they work. Always looking how they are superior than the others. seeing the others' faults and boasting themselves that they are superior. That way the human minds are struck. That is the main reason of this comparison and looking the faults at other people. That will inflate our mana, ego, our ditti, everything, and all that ego and arrogance and pride. It will attract so many other defilements from within. Once you develop more and more this ego and this mana, this arrogance and prideness, then automatically more and more greed, more and more delusion, more and more hatred also will follow. So if you stop comparing, if you start seeing the faults of other people and start seeing your own faults, they can winnow, they can simply, like winnowing what they do, they will simply keep away the chaff, the hollow grains, with the wholesome grains, the solid grains, through winnowing. In the same way, they will just show the negativities or the weaknesses or the faults of other people. They don't see their own faults. They're good at seeing the others' faults. This is one of the main reason why we are cultivating, we are developing, we are accumulating more and more negativity in our mind, thereby inviting more and more problems, more and more suffering from within and also from without, from outside also. This is the main reason of looking fault of other people. That is one thing. Second thing is by comparing. So they are full of faults. I don't have those faults. In that way, this superiority complex or inferiority complex or equality complex that we are going to develop because of comparing with others, that one should stop. Point number one. Point number two, there is no need to look at the faults of others. Better look at your own faults. How I am progressing in committing less blunders or mistakes or through my faults. How I am avoiding faults and avoiding mistakes in my actions, verbal actions, physical actions, mental actions. That's where one should focus. That is the right way to develop the mind. That is the right way to purify the mind. And that's how one should derive more and more happiness and peace and health. If you are more of outwardly and looking at the faults of other people and developing this comparison, in many discourses I might have told you this mana, it has two meanings, like measuring. If you start measuring you with the other people by looking at their faults and showing your superiority, then you develop this pride. And also if you see other people as superior by measuring them and you as inferior, that also develops a kind of my own pride. And if you see the equality also with other people, that is also pride. Mind your own business, mind your own mind, mind your own defilements, mind your own mistakes. So that is the way to be free from all kinds of suffering. That is the way to be in touch with right people also. The wisdom also, the wise people also, the good people also. The people who are busy in comparing with others, finding fault with others, they will not be good people, they will not be wise people. And if you are into the same mode, then you will get such people's company only. Then your negativities will become more and more. Your evil becomes more and more. Your suffering becomes more and more. Because of that reason, Buddha says in this discourse given to this lady, this old noble lady, that don't bother about such people who are good in looking at others' faults and who will not encourage you to work on your mind, your own mind. They are the right teachers, right gurus. And you have to take refuge with such kind of teachers. Not with the people who used to show the mistakes of other people, other teachers or other people. And also they keep on comparing themselves with others and they show off their superiority. And the same thing will be inflicted, induced to you also. Then you forget about your mind's progress, your mind purification. And you will also follow the same trend, same kind of say comparing and same kind of looking faults at other people. So in that way, Buddha encouraged this lady to work on her own mind, to purify her own mind by practicing these different meritorious actions and also meditativeness, mindfulness, and she became a noble lady. And that is what is this today's Dhamma talk. So what is the key takeaway of this today's Dhamma talk? So one is mind your own business, no need to compare with others. That is one. Second thing is, if at all if you want to look at the mistakes, you have to look at your own mistakes, your own faults. No need to look at the others' mistakes and feel proud of yourself. No need to look at others' faults and feel proud of yourself. Then that will lead to more and more accumulation of your own mental defilements and your own suffering. Okay, so this is the Dhamma that one should extract from this discourse given to this lady. In the same way, there are so many other related discourses also given to the other. Even this is there, this comparison, looking fault at others. It is there in all kinds of people, whether they are poor people, rich people, lay people, or householders, or the renunciates. Everywhere this trend of the mind is there. So you be cautious, be careful. Don't simply group only these people, only lay people are bad, the spiritual people or the renunciates are good. No, this is the first thing that you should look into to decide whether he is a good friend or a bad friend, whether he is a good association or bad association, whether it is good company or bad company. What is the first thing that you should look for? Whether they are into this business of comparing, business of looking fault at others, then they are bad people, bad companions, bad association. If they are encouraging to work on my own mind, work on my own mental defilements and purification of the mind, and that they are also doing, they are also working on their own mind without looking fault at others, without comparing themselves with others, then they are the right association, right people, wise people, good people, and then such association you will automatically invite. If you understand this small story or small incident that happened during the time of Buddha, okay, these two things you just keep in your mind, and based on that you decide your association also. Then definitely you will progress in your health, happiness, and peace of mind. Okay, so that is today's Dhamma talk. If you have some questions, you can ask, and then we will conclude. Any questions? Okay, so this from next Sunday, as I told you, this Sunday Dhamma program is from 10:30. We encourage all other people to become part of this Dhamma program. We encourage them to take up these meritorious actions with lot of enthusiasm, confidence in this path and in these meritorious actions. And of course, in addition to that, now we have started this 6 months